feels like no one cares. Oh, kumbaya.
An average girl child in Zimbabwe would be expected to just be a receptionist or a clerk. They're not able to grow and evolve to become leaders, to become women in power, to become what they had the potential to becoming.
Oh Lord, kumbaya.
Growing up as a little girl in Zimbabwe, my dream was to be a doctor. I dreamt like a child because when you're a child, you don't know the limitations. You just dream. It was only when I was 16 years old that I started questioning it because I now saw what was happening around me. A lot of girls were not doctors. Both my parents were teachers. I was blessed to have had parents who instilled the value of an education, and seeing her also become a professional woman affirmed that at a very young age that I could become a doctor. Around 2001, things were going down the drain in Zimbabwe. There were food shortages, teachers not going to school, and some not even getting paid. So a lot of people started moving out. The plan was that we all moved together as a family, and that's when my mother died through a car accident in September 2003. I was 14 years old. Growing up in Zimbabwe, my expectations of being in North America with a land flowing with milk and honey, I expected things to be good. I expected to be getting into a mansion, $1 million home, because that's what the media portrays. When we moved to Toronto, we moved straight into the projects. That was a shock for me. There was no inspiration. You're reminded every day that you're coming from a low-income family and you don't have what other kids do have. And what kept me inspired was the promise I made to my mother at her funeral. Those were my last words to her on her deathbed, was that I was going to become a doctor. After second, third year of undergrad, that's when I applied to medical school and I made it. At that time, I didn't have money to go to school. So I just had the acceptance letter in my hand and looked at my dad and said, "Dad, there's no money to go to school." And I remember my dad's words saying, "There's always a way, remember that." I so happened to be in a salon, and the lady that usually used to do my hair asked me why I wasn't in school, and I told her that I didn't have money to go to school. And the day after, she called me back saying that they were willing to give me $10,000 for me to start. That was an awakening moment in my life. There was a shift happening there because I knew at that moment that if God can do this, that means He can do greater things in my life. After I had received the $10,000, there was a difference of $25,000 that I needed in order for me to be able to pay for a full academic year. I so happened to be talking to one of my friends over the phone, and they suggested that I call Oprah. I remember going on her website and I couldn't find anything scholarship or bursary related, but there was something saying, "Tell us your story, you become what you believe." And when I saw that resonated with me because I knew I had a story. When they called me back, they were offering me an opportunity to be part of the life class tapping on You Become What You Believe. And I knew this was going to be a great opportunity for me to share my story and help inspire others as well. I've never been the same since. It really changed my life. From being a victim to being a hero, from not having to feeling so content and happy with what I had. Doors opened, money was flowing in from all different avenues, and I knew that was the power of meeting Miss Oprah Winfrey. And meeting her reminded me that no dream is too big. Now I meet great mentors who are leading amazing practices. And last December, I was blessed to visit my home country, Zimbabwe, where I went to the school which I attended, and I delivered a motivational speak to help kids. So I wanted them to see it through me that all dreams are indeed possible and that they can achieve whatever it is that they set out to do. Each and every dream, no matter how big it seems, it's possible. That's what I want the world to know.